Bye. Okay guys, welcome back to London. It's Friday afternoon and I've just finished work for the day. Well, it's kind of the wrong way of looking at it. I'm self-employed, I own a business, so I never actually finish work. There's always something to do. I've finished taking care of my last piece of business here in Hatton Garden for the day. When I say Hatton Garden, for those who don't know, I work in the jewellery trade, and when we refer to Hatton Garden, I kind of mean not just the street itself, which is out here, but the whole area. And yeah, I thought I'd head to the pub, one of London's hidden gems, and take you guys with me, share it with you. It's an interesting church. Just here, you can rent out the crypt. I've been to events in the crypt, parties and stuff. It's pretty cool. I'll show you that quickly. This Ely Place being a private and gated dead-end street with few people passing through, and St Etheldreda's church being set back a little, so difficult to see from the outside. Very few people probably see it or even know it's here. The church was once the private chapel of the Bishop of Ely, and today is believed to be the only surviving building in London from the reign of King Edward I. As you can see from the outside of Ely Place, you'd never know it was there. Okay, just here on the right is Ely Court, which is a secretive looking alleyway or passageway that runs between here, Ely Place and Hatton Garden, and is home to a pub. This thing apparently put in to stop people riding their horses through. I'll show you the pub. I walk straight past, most people won't come from that entrance. I'll show you the entrance from the Hatton Garden end, and then we'll go to the pub. The pub down here is hard to find even for those looking for a pub, and it's a great place to hide for locals who don't wish to be found, especially in a local pub when they should be doing something more productive, like working. That's the pub there. I'll show you the street entrance if you're coming here from Hatton Garden itself. Because if the door's shut, it's even harder to find. And there's one tiny little sign. This is Hatton Garden, home to London's jewellery industry, jewellery trade I should say. Apart from that, and that sign there, the entrance is pretty nondescript. Most people miss it. Let's go and get a beer. The Mitre Pub down here in Ely Court, just off Hatton Garden, or Ye Old Mitre to give it its full title, is one of London's truly historic pubs. Okay, cool. Okay, welcome to the Mitre. The Mitre serves some great beers and classic British pub food. The menu board's on the wall. Choice of sandwiches including cheese and ham, cheese and tomato, cheese and pickle, and cheese and onion. They have hot food. You can have a sausage sandwich, a sausage roll. They have hot pies, a choice of 3, and pork pies, Scotch eggs, and gala pie, which is a pork pie with an egg in it, and also pork scratchings. The oldest pub in town, the oldest pub in London, is a disputed list. Especially disputed in pubs, and especially over a few beers. And it's more a list of short stories and tall tales rather than indisputable facts. And whenever someone compiles such a list, Ye Old Mitre gets a notable mention. The story gets told along with the story of the handful of other very old pubs here in London.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
What's that?
Pint of London bread and a homemade sausage roll. Choice of ketchup or mustard. I've gone for just mustard. English mustard. It's 2 bars here. Got the front bar I just went in. Believe it or not, it's a tiny building. The front bar, then the lounge bar. Just inside the door here, there's loads of snugs inside as well. It's a super cosy little pub. Inside the door of the lounge bar, there's stairs just here, which lead upstairs. There's an upper room. If you get a little cold outside, I'm in the courtyard here. There's obviously beer barrels and what out in the alleyway, the passageway leading from Hatton Garden to Ely Place, and yeah, outdoor toilet. They're not completely outdoors, but yeah, outdoors around there. Let's try the beer. Friday. London Pride. Let's try the sausage roll. If you're American, English mustard, it's a lot more powerful than yours. It's delicious. Super flaked pastry, good tasty pork, maybe some sage, onion sausage. Okay, I'm going to try my sausage roll, my beer, and then I'll head out onto Hatton Garden. I'll give you a quick, not so much tour, but I'll give you a quick look at Hatton Garden, and maybe we'll head over to the edge of the City of London and show you where the city starts. And I think this is Camden, well the whole borough is, but where the borough of Camden and the City of London starts. So see you guys in a moment.
The Mitre is said to have been the site of a pub since 1546, bulldozed to be rebuilt in the 1770s, expanded in the 1780s and remodelled internally in the 1930s. Now there are similar stories for many of London's oldest and older pubs, stories of remodelling, rebuilding, even changes of use. So finding out which is the oldest is tricky. But the Mitre is one of London's more historic pubs, and whichever date you choose, people have been coming here for a drink since the 1540s to this very building since the 1770s, and visitors from the 1930s would still recognise it today. Okay, I'd definitely recommend a trip to the Mitre if you're in town. It's a historic pub, has a great selection of beers, obviously a fully stocked bar too if you don't drink beer, has an amazing selection of traditional British bar snacks. Being so hidden, it has a fantastic atmosphere. Put all that together and it gives it a phenomenal charm.
Okay, quick beer at the Mitre. It's amazing how many people pop in and out of there for a quick beer. It's an important thing to mention. Open Monday to Friday, not closed at the weekend. Traditionally it's a bit like a ghost town around here at weekends. That is changing. The whole area's kind of changing. But what I want to do, I'll take a quick, this is Hatton Garden, I'll take a quick walk around the corner and I'll show you where the City of London begins. Yeah, it's just around the bend. It's not clearly signposted, but you can see from the lion symbols of the City of London where it starts.
We're about to walk from the London Borough of Camden into the City of London, and all that changes is the street furniture here. That bollard is a city design and not Camden's. Originally, Romans in the 2nd or 3rd century encircled the city with a wall to defend it. Ultimately, it remained until the 1760s, later functioning to regulate trade taxes and tolls within the city, and had 7 gates. Most of the wall and gates are gone. The main entrances are marked today with dragon boundary markers, almost symbolic as gateways to the city, dragons holding a shield. They're often mistakenly referred to as griffins both now and historically, and so-called experts all write they don't understand why the confusion exists, because it's even been done in official literature over the centuries. But here it's clear to see why. When you walk from Camden into the city, there are no dragon markers. They are down by Smithfield and up by Chancery Lane, and the Holborn Viaduct looks like a bridge to the city. It is a bridge into the city.
Okay, that site down there was Smithfield Meat Market, Smithfield Market, and you'll see these One way or another you'll see sort of dragons, sometimes lions. We can see the viaduct there behind me, just so you're in no doubt you're heading into the city.
So this is one of the actual City of London boundary markers here outside Smithfield Market, and they are heraldic style dragons holding a shield, not lions or griffins as people often think, but it's easy to see why you would think that the city markers can be griffins when you're up on the viaduct, because the winged lions, the whole viaduct looks like a gateway to the city. It's decorated with an incredible amount of heraldic symbolic imagery. You can see there are the dragons on the lamppost, the dragons on the exterior, and the crests of the City of London in the ironwork. But yeah, these winged lions up here look like they're almost protecting a gateway to the city with their paws on the globes there. But they're not. You're already in the city by the time you're on the viaduct.
Some sort of proposal there for development of this Holborn Viaduct. I would imagine it's already a listed, well, the problem is it already is a listed structure, I would imagine, but yeah. You see, from there on in, you're in the City of London. Carry on going, we'll get to Goldsmiths Hall, and Mary Le Beau Church, where the bells of Bow Bells, is it bells? The bells of Bow Bells are. So, in theory, if you're born within ringing distance of them, you're a cockney. But with noise pollution, the distance that they can be heard is diminishing all the time, and I don't think there's a maternity ward any longer within earshot of them. So cockneys are a dying breed.
Although there are dragons on all the lampposts up here and on the exterior of the viaduct, the predominant statues are the winged lions. They're still not griffins, but most people didn't go to school at Hogwarts, so the anatomy of mythical beasts for most people is not perfect. The difference between griffins and winged lions may not be clear, and many would probably call the winged lions griffins.
Okay, head back to the station and head home. Thanks for watching. Until next time, toodles.
Anyway, the key point was, although the Holborn Viaduct is a bridge into the city and looks like it could be a city boundary marker, it's not. There are dragon boundary markers, but they're a couple of 100 metres further along this street.
If you want to see that, it features in other videos. I think it's the, I think it features in the Simpsons Tavern video. I think. Check that out. I'll put a link at the end. I'm pretty sure you can see the church, the Bow Church in that video. Toodles.